everybody, welcome along to today's exercise of the day. So today I've chosen the back extension, which we're really focusing on strengthening the lower back with the option to add in the upper back as well. So this links really nicely into what Rob was talking about yesterday when we were looking at the bike setup and how important it is to keep your low back and your core super strong so that we're stable and we're looking after our hips and our sacrum when we're cycling and lots of other things as well. So I'm going to show you the standing, the seated and the floor version of this. You choose which one is best for you. Now when we're looking at extending or going backwards with the spine, there's a couple of things to think of. The first one is that when we extend backwards, we're lengthening and then going back, a little bit like a rainbow, so that we find gaps and length between the joints of the spine, rather than hinging back like a door hinge would, because that compresses the spine. And the second thing to think of is really squeezing your glutes, because that offloads the pressure onto the lower back. So not physically squeezing, but using your glute muscles. Okay, so let's look how we're going to do this one. Feet are hip width apart. We're just going to cross our arms for now, lifting up through the pelvic floor, squeezing through the glutes, and really bracing around the core muscles as well. We're lengthening through the back and through the neck, taking a breath in through the nose. As we exhale, we're squeezing the bum, lifting up and back, keeping the chin tucked in so we're not allowing the neck to extend as well. And then breathing in back to center. Exhaling, squeezing the bum, lifting up and over, almost like you've got a big stability ball sat at your back, and breathing in to come back. Now today, as this is day one for this, we're aiming to do 5 with a little gap and then another 5, so 10 altogether. If you want to add load, we can pop your fingertips on the temples, keep the elbows nice and wide. And what that's going to do is add load to the lower back because it's higher, but also start to bring in the upper back and the back of the shoulder muscles as well. So again, lifting up through the pelvic floor, squeezing the bum, breathing in through the nose, exhaling, lifting up and over. So that's 4. We're going to do 1 more. Perfect. Now if you do feel a little bit off balance standing, you can do this one seated as well. So exactly the same principles. We're lifting up through the pelvic floor, hip to hip engagement, and definitely squeezing the bum to offload the lower back. Arms can be across the chest or fingertips to temples to add that little bit of load. We're breathing in through the nose, squeezing the bum, exhaling, lifting up like a rainbow, up and over. And inhaling through the nose to come back to center. Exhaling through the mouth, we're lifting up and over. And inhaling to return. And if you've got one of those nice squidgy mini balls, you can always pop one of them just in the mid-back as well. That's quite a nice way to support the back. Okay, now the third and final option is to come down onto the floor, and obviously only if you're really comfortable to do that. So we're going to lie down on our tummy. Our hands, so this one's called a cobra. The hands are about shoulder level with the elbows in facing behind you. Now when you're on the floor, you want to lift your belly button away from the mat, or imagine you've got a cube of ice sitting underneath your belly button. Squeeze your bum. Again, that's going to offload the pressure on the low back. Breathing in through the nose. As you exhale, we're slowly peeling the chest away from the floor. And inhaling to lower back down. Exhaling, squeezing the bum and lifting. And what you should feel is a little bit of pressure either side of the spine on the lower back, and that's slowly making its way up and in towards the lower part of the skull, in towards the neck. What we don't want to do is come up really high and put the pressure into the lower back like a hinge. So your second option on the floor to make it a little bit more intense, fingertips to temples, elbows wide. That's taking away the base of support here, and it's adding in postural work to the upper back. And again, if you want a little bit more, we can make the levers longer, and that adds on some weight. So we're aiming for 5. then a little rest, and then another 5. And you can always increase that as the days go on. Hands on your shoulders, tuck your toes, lift your hips. Sit back to lengthen out through that lower back. That can feel quite tight after doing that kind of work. So those are your back extensions. Please feel free to give us a wee call or a message if you've got any questions. And if you're on YouTube, subscribe please. Big help to us. Have a great day, guys.